In 2012, a research ship sailed straight through an island that had been on maps for 136 years. The crew viewed their sonar and found nothing but empty ocean 4,500 feet deep. But this wasn't the only island. Right now, there are more than 30 islands that have completely vanished from our maps. Some disappeared overnight, and what caused them is very disturbing. I'm about to show you the real stories of islands that were erased from existence, and by the end, you'll never look at the ocean the same way again. Our first mystery is in the Sandy Island. For over a century, this 150-mile landmass appeared on every major map between Australia and New Caledonia. Every ship avoided it, and it was even marked by Google. It was November 2012. Australian scientists aboard the RV Southern Surveyor sailed to its exact coordinates, 19 degrees 14 minutes S, 15 degrees 56 minutes east. What they found changed everything we thought we knew about maps. There was nothing, just endless Pacific Ocean. They dropped sonar equipment expecting to find shallow reefs. Instead, the ocean floor was 4,500 feet down. The island had never existed. But here's the disturbing part. If Sandy Island was never real, how did it fool cartographers for 136 years? The answer lies in the deception of a man in 1876. Captain Benjamin Morel, racing French explorers for territorial claims, allegedly fabricated the island to expand British maritime territory. He drew it once. Every map after simply copied his lie. Sandy Island remained on official charts until 2012. That's 136 years of phantom navigation. But was Morel lying, or did he witness something the ocean later swallowed? We may never know. It was August 26, 1883. The Indonesian island of Krakatoa sits peacefully in the Sunda Strait. Population was about 3,000. Within 24 hours, 2/3 of this island would just suddenly cease to exist. At 1:06 p.m. on August 27th, Krakatoa erupted with a force of 200 megatons, 13,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. The shockwave circled the entire Earth 7 times. Barometers in London registered the pressure wave, but the true horror was just beginning for the Indonesian coast. Pyroclastic flows hit the ocean at 300 miles per hour, creating tsunamis 120 feet tall, higher than a 10-story building. Waves obliterated 165 coastal villages in minutes. 36,417 people died. When the ash settled, 2/3 of Krakatoa Island had vanished beneath the ocean, leaving a submarine crater 820 feet deep. An entire island just erased. For 44 years, Krakatoa remained submerged. But in 1927, fishermen reported something impossible. The ocean was boiling. The island was coming back from the dead. They called it Anak Krakatoa, meaning child of Krakatoa. For 98 years, this new island grew from the corpse of its parent, adding 20 feet of height every single year. By 2018, Anak Krakatoa stood 1,100 feet tall. Tourists would visit its black sand beaches. Scientists studied its growth. No one suspected it would follow its parents' deadly path. It was December 22nd, 2018, 9:03 p.m. Satellites captured the moment Anak Krakatoa's southwestern flank collapsed into the ocean. In seconds, 2/3 of the island disappeared again. The collapse triggered an underwater landslide that generated a tsunami without warning. No earthquake, no alarm systems, just a wall of water in the darkness. The tsunami struck the coasts of Java and Sumatra during a beachside concert. 437 people died, including members of the Indonesian band 17, performing when the wave hit. Today, what remains of Anak Krakatoa is just 360 feet tall, 1/3 its former height. The same island vanished twice in 135 years. But volcanic fury isn't the only island killer. Right now, entire nations are being erased by rising seas.
The island nation of Tuvalu in the Pacific has already lost 2% of its landmass since the year 1980. At the current rate, Tuvalu might be completely uninhabitable by 2100. That's just 76 years away. 11,000 people will become refugees from an island that no longer exists. In 2009, the Maldives president Mohammed Nasheed held the world's first underwater cabinet meeting, signing documents in scuba gear to highlight their disappearing nation. The Maldives now pump sand from the ocean floor 24 hours a day, artificially raising islands to stay above water, but it's a losing battle against the rising tide. 5 uninhabited Solomon Islands have already completely vanished since 2016. Researchers documented them disappearing in real time using satellite imagery over just 7 years. But climate change works slowly. Our next vanished island was erased by something far more sudden and far more mysterious, a disappearance that defied all possible explanation. 1906. Cartographers puzzled over Bermeja Island off Mexico's coast. Spanish maps from 1539 marked it clearly. Oil companies planned drilling there, but no one could find where it was. The Mexican government launched 4 separate expeditions between 1997 and 2009. Using GPS, sonar, and satellite imaging, they searched 8,000 square miles. They found nothing. Due to the disappearance of Bermeja, Mexico incurred billions. The island's location would have extended their oil drilling territory by 200 miles. Without it, the United States claimed those waters. Conspiracy theories exploded. Some claimed the CIA destroyed Bermeja with explosives to steal Mexican oil. Others said it never existed, just a cartographer's 500-year-old mistake. Mexican researchers finally concluded Bermeja was likely a phantom island, drawn by error in 1539 and blindly copied for 566 years. But some islanders still swear it existed. To this day, Bermeja remains one of history's most expensive phantom islands, a geographic lie that cost a nation billions. But our final vanished island? It killed thousands. It was 1902. The Caribbean island of Martinique thrived under French colonial rule. In the port city of Saint-Pierre, 30,000 people lived beneath the shadow of Mount Pelée. For weeks, Pelée sent warnings due to sulfur smell, dead birds, boiling rivers. But May 8th was election day. Governor Louis Muttet ordered citizens to stay, no evacuation. At 7:52 a.m., Mount Pelée unleashed a pyroclastic surge, superheated gas and rock traveling at 670 kilometers per hour. It reached Saint-Pierre in under 60 seconds. The temperature rose to 1,175 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt glass. The entire city was incinerated in less than 2 minutes. 29,933 people died. Only 2 people survived. A prisoner named Louis Auguste Separis, protected by his underground cell's thick walls. He spent 4 days buried alive in total darkness before rescue. By the time the ash cleared, Saint-Pierre, once called the Paris of the Caribbean, was erased. The thriving port city became a mass grave, an island's paradise, deleted in 120 seconds. From phantom cartography to volcanic apocalypse to rising seas, we've seen islands vanish by deception, by fire, and by water. But there's a pattern emerging here. Over 30 documented islands have vanished in the last 200 years. But here's what terrifies scientists. The rate is accelerating. More islands vanished between 2000 and 2020 than the entire 19th century in total. The Pacific Ocean alone has lost 8 islands since 2016, not in centuries, not in decades, in just 7 years, and scientists predict we'll lose 50 more by 2050. Each vanished island represents lost ecosystems, displaced communities, erased cultures. The Carteret Islands in Papua New Guinea became the world's first climate refugees in 2009. These aren't just geographical curiosities, they're warnings. Every vanished island is a preview of what's coming for coastlines worldwide, including Miami, New York, Tokyo, London. The ocean has already proven it can erase islands in hours, decades, or centuries. The only question is, which method will it choose for the next one? You have just witnessed the true stories of islands erased from existence, including Sandy Island's 136-year lie, Krakatoa's apocalypse, Tuvalu's slow drowning, San Pierre's 2-minute hell. But this is more than just history. It's happening right now. As you watch this, sea levels are rising 3.4 millimeters per year. That's enough to erase 5 more islands before 2030. If this investigation into vanished islands shocked you, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell icon. Drop a comment telling me which vanished island shocked you most. We're going to expose every single one. See you in the next investigation.